Who's Tails. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are going to take a look at Hot or Heads or Tails by Alexander Marsh and The1914. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is a very recent release, and it features a kind of a witch hand style routine, but in the sense that it's heads or tails. So somebody from your audience or your spectator, could be one-on-one, could be a stage, could be a parlor, a show. They flip a coin if they can, or they spin the coin, or they simply rattle it around their hand, and you're immediately able to tell whether or not they pick heads or tails. And this does not use any electronics. This does not use any moving parts. It does use a gimmick, and it is reliant to a little bit of sleight of hand, which is both good and bad. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And I wish I could show you the coins, but it's still on its way. But I have seen the content, I have seen how it's done, which is mostly what we're going to need for this review to begin with. Once we receive the coins, maybe I can show you what it looks like. So, taking a look at what you're going to get for your 30 bucks. Yes, it is 30 bucks plus shipping, depending on where you are. I think 15 bucks to the Philippines. You're going to get, I want to say, a set of coins. You know, I want to be completely open, but at the same time, I don't want to expose the hard work that Alexander Marsh has done. You're gonna get a set of coins because, let's be honest, there's no electronics, there's no moving parts, there's no way that you can do this with an ordinary coin unless you have actually psychic powers. In this case, you could just move out of the way. You don't need any of these reviews whatsoever. But you are gonna get a set of coins. It's going to allow you to perform this routine with 100% accuracy. That was what I had a doubt with in the beginning. It was 100% accuracy. They were claiming it's 100%. I was like, that's too good to be true without any electronics. Nope, it's 100%. It's amazing. It's really good, actually. The method is so clever, it pisses me off that I haven't thought about it since before. But it's so clever. And I'm not sure if there's already something out there, but in terms of the method and the props concern, there was a lot of questions on whether or not you can supply your own coins. And you know what? The gimmicks are not that hard to track down. Unfortunately for me, my local magic store does not have those particular gimmicks anymore. So, you know, if it's not very common here in the Philippines, but everywhere else, if you have, you know, if magic stores are common with you, then maybe you can find the coins that you need for this. But the thing is, the coins that are provided to you, they look great, and they have a separate purpose, which is great because normally I carry this one. This is the coin from Illusionist, the pirate coin, and I do a heads or tails routine, but I flip the coin. I control everything, and you know that's where it goes. But I've been always wondering if there was a way for me to do this without electronics, to just do a heads or tails routine where the spectator flips the coin for me. Finally, there is. And if you're looking for something like that, then this is it. This is the bare bones. This is the simplest way to do it, and it works 100%. It will only depend, and full disclosure, it will only depend on your sleight of hand, on whether or not this is going to be, you know, seamless and perfect. Now, let's talk about the content that you're going to get. You're going to get, I believe, let me double check. You are going to get 15 videos from Alexander Marsh. And this does include introduction. He does start off performing for D. Christopher. If you're familiar with the 1914, you know their people. And he gives you a bare bones routine, like the simplest routine that you can come up. Not really the simplest routine that you can come up where you don't have to do too much. He does give you some separate ideas for bank night, and I believe a couple more bonus tricks. There's only one method in this routine, in my opinion, and it does, you know, it heavily relies on one single method, and it's really good, guys. For 30 bucks, if you have 30 bucks to spare, this is an amazing thing to pick up. Now, I'm trying to apply it with the things that I already have right now. Unfortunately, I do need that thing that he gives you, that gimmick that he gives you, and it's going to be here in about a couple weeks. We can do a follow-up on that if you guys are interested. Finally, thoughts on it. Let's do pros and cons. Let's just do thoughts. I'm all over the place because I did not prepare for this routine. I did not expect to click checkout, guys. But yeah, I clicked on it and then I watched everything. I was like, oh, this is so clever. So positives. If you are looking for a witch hand routine that does not require electronics, and if you're willing to switch to a heads or tails premise, this is it. This is what you're looking for 30 bucks. It is amazing. This is the answer. You don't have to flip it. You don't have to stop. It literally is hands off. Not really. Okay, I'm sorry about that. It's not hands off, but it looks hands off, and it does going to rely on your sleight of hand. You get 3 phases for the main portion of everything. You get 3 phases. You get one that is just where you read somebody. You get a couple one wherein you do a 50-50. You predict the flip itself. That's the second phase. And the third phase is literally imaginary, which is amazing. The last one, you don't even need the coin. What? Seriously? Yes, you don't even need the coin. The spectator flips it, imaginary, catches it, puts it in his fist, and they decide which one you're gonna get, and it's awesome. And if you're gonna get it, I suggest possibly, well, you don't even need it, getting the Orphic wallet as well. There's a clever little ruse that he has, that very subtle, but so yeah, that could work. And negatives for mental little trick, since there are no electronics, there are no moving parts, you are going to have to do some sleight of hand. Very minimal, very easy, but that's the negative. But hey, it's impossible. You're leaning towards impossible. If you're going to do this with just an ordinary coin, it's impossible. 50-50 at best. But yeah, you have to do some sleight of hand. That's some negatives for some people, not really for me. And I started off as a magician. I still do coin magic, and easy. Oh, negatives. I can't believe I did not think of this. So good. I can't believe I did not think of this when everything was accessible. I was like, oh man, I could have done this years ago, but no. But that's what you're paying for. Alexander Marsh is a brilliant mind in mentalism and magic, and he is giving you something he could have provided you. He could have added a bit more and increased the price, but he's giving you something that's so minimal. Very great. Oh, pocket space. If you have, if you have space for a coin, a couple of coins, I would say, for the gimmick, and it does provide you with just a regular coin that you can switch out. And I hope I'm not, I hope I'm allowed to say that. I did not clear this up with 1914. But yeah, if you have just very minimal, if you have a small pocket or just a room, it's flat. Coins are flats, If you carry a coin already, then this won't really affect your pocket space at all. And finally, for 30 bucks, you're gonna get something amazing, and it is so clever, and I can't wait for the actual coins to get here, because I am going to practice the hell out of this, because you are literally, what I love about the 1914 site and their company is they're not giving you, whenever they sell something, 90% of the time, they're not going to give you just, let's say it's a coin and it does one thing. No, with the Orphic, with their wallets, with their cards, Eclipse is amazing. It's on its way as well. I bought 2 things, and maybe we can take a look at that one day when it gets here. With everything that they sell, it's not for one thing. It gives you an option to create whatever you want and make it your own. And what Alexander Marsh is giving you is just the bare essentials. You have so much potential with this set. It is so good, and I don't want to hype it up. And if you don't believe me, it's fine. But I got so excited for this because, again, I already use a heads or tails, but it was me who was flipping it. And I was always looking for this. This is what I was looking for, and it's here. It's gonna get here if I'm being more specific. And that is it. That is all I can say for Hot or Heads or Tails by Alexander Marsh and the 1914. You know, if you have $30 to spare, and or maybe plus shipping, depending on where you are. Maybe it's free for where you are. If you have $30 to spare, and you like magic, you like mentalism, you like predictions, you like EDC, you know, you have something that you can perform right off the bat, this is it. This is it. And one more thing. Quiver, if you know what quiver is, the pouch, if you have it, it's the perfect place to store your hot gimmick. I call it the hot coins. Is the perfect place to store it. Like, no joke. Quiver, if you have it, it's gonna be amazing. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one.